Well, I think our general cheery mood probably says a lot, and
Oh yeah.
yours even more than mine. But man, I had so much fun following like everything that was going on this weekend, and it was kind of touch and go there for a while, right? Like
Uh-huh.
you were trying to recover the account and everything.
That was tough, man. That was rough. Oh man, that was the most scary thing I've ever gone through. And it sounds so stupid because it's an Instagram account, but dude, ooh, I was like, if I lose this account, I might be done. Like I might just quit.
So, like, what do you think happened? Did you just get locked out, or did somebody?
I was trying to use an app to see like my 9 most liked posts of the year. And so it needed me to log in. So I logged in and then it gave me a suspicious login attempt. And I have it programmed to where if that happens, to log everyone out and have like a code. Turns out I have the wrong code for like my backup account. And so I had to wait for like 2 days. I was trying every single second of every single one of those 2 days to get my page back. And then I just had to, and Instagram never emails anyone back. So I was like, this might be gone. And then eventually I got in touch with one of the Instagram people and they finally just got it. They just changed it like pretty quickly. I was like, all right, took 2 days, but I mean, it was worth it. I got it back Saturday. So.
And so you had Isaiah take over your account, is that right?
I can't remember who took over. I think so. Yeah.
It was Sategna?
Yes.
Yeah.
I take it over, and then I had someone else take it over as well. I can't remember who. Ish Harris. That was also who it was. I did Ish Harris take it over as well.
Well, we've already covered 2 people that have been that were in town over the weekend. So, man, I think anybody that wasn't really trying to keep up with what was happening over the weekend, like, do you even love Aggie football? Like,
oh yeah.
I mean, it was the first weekend back. Guys start showing up, right? And I'm like, man, okay, so there's that guy, there's that guy, and oh, wow, even a few names I wasn't even expecting necessarily, which it's hard if you're just kind of a bit more of a enthusiastic follower, like to know who all will be there. You got to subscribe to something and have a this or that, and so it's like, well, that's not for the average Joe necessarily. But how many recruits were there, do you know?
I'm not sure exactly. I'm pretty sure we had over 30 the first weekend, and then today I know we had over 40.
Oh,
because there was some
there today.
There was a few guys there today that were just coming through, and then there was the camp guys because camp started, so there was a ton of camp kids there. Now that was the majority of it, but
okay, that
my
makes
wife,
sense.
all them, they've been here recently, so
Yeah. So those are some probably a mix of some 23 guys and maybe even some 24s mixed in with that, don't you think?
Yeah.
So very fun. Before we kind of get to the, like maybe some of I wouldn't call it the biggest news, but maybe some exciting stuff that was kind of taking place over the last few days. Do you have like a general rundown of who is on campus that you can share?
This weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of kids on weekend. We have Cam Dewberry, who's going to be here Friday. And then we'll have Coach.
What about last weekend?
Oh, last weekend. Oh my gosh, that's a lot. We had Harold Perkins here. We had every single commit was here. That was kind of like the power weekends where you have every single commit there, and then you'll have your top guys like Harold Perkins, Chris Marshall. Who else do we have? Kind of moved on next week, so I've kind of forgot who was all there.
Well, so Denver Harris was there, right?
Oh, he actually didn't show.
Oh, he didn't?
Yeah, he didn't show up.
Well, maybe I'm thinking of somebody else then.
He was expected to show up, but it didn't happen. It's not looking very good right now.
Interesting. You said, who else? Perkins was one of them. I mean, like you said, all the commits, which is Wiegner, Donovan,
PJ, or Herb wasn't there. That's the only guy that wasn't there. Tegno was there. Bobby was there. Every single one except Herb. And then we had Anthony Lucas. I know was there. Bryce Anderson was there. Chris Marshall was there. And then Paul Perkins.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, does that include Bear was there? Is that right?
Oh yeah. Bear and Smoke was there. Smoke Bowie.
Smoke Bowie. Was Bobby was in town too, or yeah, but he's committed, so you covered him in there. Yeah. But the pictures were amazing.
They were awesome.
Yeah.
I hated on that filter for a while. I'm starting to like it a little bit. The only thing about it is that like I'm not able to use that. That's the problem. I'm not able to use those. So I think that's the big thing about it. We have to find a way to get both, like the normal picture and that one. But other than that, I love them.
Yeah. Yeah, the university releasing was pretty exciting. There was some banter going back and forth. I'm sure you saw between the Longhorns setup.
Oh man,
what was going on? I'm sure that was probably like, I don't know, they probably got 2 or 3 sets or something, but it was fun, right?
Yeah, it was funny. I literally woke up one morning. I was looking at my phone, and I was scrolling through, and I saw like this all gas, no brakes, and they had like barrels and everything. I was like, this has to be fake, because if you look at first glance, it looks like it's kind of fake. And at first, I couldn't really understand it because there was no spacing in the letters at all. It kind of looked like all gas, Nebraska. And so I was like, what is this? And I saw like everywhere. I was like, yeah, I guess this is what they're rocking with. And they had like a black rope in the back. Ugh. It was weird looking. I mean, the pictures came out pretty solid for them with that setup, but it's not the best.
It did well for, an 8th grade dance type of setup.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I looked exactly like my homecoming my freshman year. Ugh.
Yeah, you had a lot of people kind of trying to figure out what knob rakes were as well.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh. I mean, if you think about it, it was probably a good idea, but the execution probably was just. And I get it because they have all that renovation going on, but if you're really that big of a school, you should have a lot better of a backup option.
Yeah, and I just get a kick out of giving them a hard time a little bit, right? For me, it's all kind of fun and games. I've got one of my best friends is a Longhorn, and so we just kind of give it back and forth, and that's just the way it needs to be and the way it should be and the way I feel like it has to be. Like there's just that's life for me. So making fun of this, making fun of that, right? If he wants to toss out the 76 to whatever anytime, I mean, that's just standard procedure over there, and
yeah,
fine. And you want to point out it's been since 39, go ahead. He does it. It's fun, and it creates talking points, and we all get kind of engaged in the banter. So I really like it. Well, so I mean, the buzz recently has been Georgia decommitments.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I mean, like I said, it's excitement. It's not something to necessarily go brag about, but whenever I'm looking on Bear Alexander's page and he's got one picture on his Twitter of him in an Aggie uniform, and then the very next tweet is him decommitting from Georgia. I mean, that's got to make any Aggie fan feel good.
Yeah. I mean, going into that weekend, I kind of expected Bear to. I expected him to kind of know that he was going to decommit. I wasn't expecting a decommitment from Bear that weekend. Smoke, I wasn't expecting one from me either. I wasn't expecting one from either of them. But before Bear left, I'm pretty sure he told the staff that he was going to decommit from Georgia. And then I also believe Smoke was on his way home and he told them, and because that's what he kind of decided. So both players told the staff before they decommitted that they're going to be decommitting.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, like, I really don't care too terribly much, exactly what it means, but I'm going to ride the wave for a little while, right? Because it's a low time. It's June. I'm trying to get through July so I can get to fall camp. And
Yep.
it may not mean they're going to commit to A&M or whatever, but it certainly is fun to speculate since they visited A&M and then, get it's almost like you score a win for a decommitment,
Yeah.
especially away from Georgia. I mean, if there's
Yeah.
anybody that's poaching,
That's those are two highest rated guys too.
they were the Georgia's two highest rated guys.
Yeah, that was their highest rated guys. For us, that was probably the two guys we wanted out, because those are probably the two guys that were probably easiest, because Bear, he's right in our backyard.
Mm-hmm.
And Smoke, he's from the exact same town as Nick Williams. He's related to Nick Williams, apparently. There's a lot of connections for both of them. So that was probably the two guys that if you wanted anyone to decommit in the nation, those are probably the two guys we wanted.
Well, talk about who's Nick Williams.
Oh, Nick Williams. Oh, that's our analyst that we hired last month. He got a major payday.
Yeah.
Major. And he's gonna work, dude. Him and Antonio Cromartie have really like connected on a personal level with a lot of the guys. And I know that was a big part of it. And they also then like him, and it's not just like the Georgia guys and all, like even Harold Perkins. I posted a few videos of him dancing with Harold Perkins. Like, it was hilarious. They're having a blast. But he looks like he's gonna be a really big hire for us.
Yeah. We've talked about this before, right? I mean, those connections are probably they're really close to like second most important recruiting tool, maybe first for some, just kind of depending, but guys that making really great connections. So it's really good to see, and hear that guy's name and kind of know a little bit what he's doing. Harold Perkins he's a hoot. I have, last year for me, I think I told you that my Christmas gift I felt like was going to be, or I wanted to be, Bryce Foster.
Yeah.
And my no, that was my birthday. My birthday's in December as well. And then the Christmas was going to be Tunmiche, and then New Year's was going to be LJ, right? And so those were just three guys that I'd really followed pretty closely, over like the time span of maybe a year. And Perkins is kind of one of those type of guys that I've been following for a while. So he seemed really comfortable on campus. What do you think?
Oh, yeah. That was something that stuck out. Like, I've never seen people like that. Like even Bobby, like Bobby's really comfortable, and I didn't see anything like that from Bobby.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's funny you bring that up too, right? Because like you can hardly even keep that guy away from campus at this point.
That's insane.
He was there today, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was there today. He was there with Bryce Anderson mainly. He was just going around recruiting the whole day.
Now, Bryce Anderson, he's a 2022 guy?
Yeah.
And so is he camping this week?
I don't think he was camping. I think he has a few teammates down here, so he just came down here. And he was here this weekend for the officials, so that was pretty big to get him back on campus. Maybe we see him again this year. I'm not sure if he has any more plans, but if we can get him back on, I think it'll be looking really good for us.
Yeah. Can't imagine Bobby doesn't show back up again for this weekend almost.
Yeah, he's gonna be there this weekend.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Weigman will too. There'll be a few guys. Because I know they were planning to get at least like 3 commits each weekend of June, just to help recruit. So we'll see who those 3 are each week. But
okay, so they want to get 3 of the current recruits to come in each weekend with the guys that they're kind of targeting.
Yeah, that's why they planned that first week so hard, was because they had all the top guys that they wanted, like Bryce Anderson, Chris Marshall, Harold Perkins. So they brought them all in, and they knew that the commits were going to be coming that week. So that was when we put everyone there. Every single staff member was there. Everyone was there. Like even and there was even a few baseball coaches for Weigman there. And who knows if those baseball coaches stick around anymore, because we got Schloss. But we'll see.
Yeah, hopefully we can get around to that too. But already getting into that was that Schlossnagel hire.
Yeah.
And I think, I don't know who it didn't catch by surprise. Maybe just the insider of the insider almost, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I kind of, like 2 nights before, there was like everyone was telling me like that's our guy, but I'm a football guy. I don't know if the sources know anything about baseball. I'm like, all right, we'll see what happens. And I started talking to a few of the commits for baseball, and they didn't seem to know anything. So I was like, all right, maybe just let it go. Like, don't say anything about it because you have no idea what you're talking about. And then it happened right at like 12:01. I don't know why they waited till then to do that. But it happened in a lot of the baseball guys like that a lot. I know Wiegman likes him a lot, so we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, he's I'm from the DFW area, so I've been to a few games over there as well, and they've always, again, TCU is a great school. They've always put together a group well above average team as long as I can remember. And we talked a couple weeks ago about certain baseball games, and there's that 16 inning game from I don't know, it's been 4 or 5 years ago, I think, staying up till like midnight, almost 1 o'clock, I think, to watch that game. And man, so we've had some knockdown dragouts with them, and he's a great coach. So
yeah,
looking forward to see what he can do.
Yeah, it'll be nice. I mean, if we can get baseball going, that helps football recruiting a bit for those two-way guys, because I know there's more of them each year. I mean, this year we got Wiegman already committed, and he'll be two-way. Then we have Stone Blanton, that linebacker from Mississippi, who also plans to do both. So we'll see what happens there. But I mean, it helps everyone in A&M.
Yeah, look at a chain. He's running track, right? Sategna might do track as well, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So, these standout athletes, we get them doing two things all the better.
I think I haven't asked about that actually.
Say that again.
Hold on. I might be now.
You good now? I can hear you.
All right. Hold on. I can't see you now. What the heck? Wait, can you see me, or is it? Oh, there we go.
There you go. Yeah, I can see you now.
All right, there we go. Hold on. I think a chain just ran his state thing.
Oh, did he?
I think he did. I know he's in like NCAA finals for it too. I don't know. It's whatever.
Yeah, it's got to be coming up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he runs it or win. Yeah.
Yeah. So were you saying that Sategna, he is a dual sport athlete, isn't he?
I haven't asked him about that actually. I haven't even thought about that. I want to be shocked if he is.
Yeah, I'm not positive. I could be mistaken. I was thinking he was a track guy too. So
yeah, he runs track right now, and his dad's a track, like one of the best track coaches, I'm pretty sure. So I would assume he is, but I haven't really asked him about it.
So again, kind of riding that wave a little bit though, with Smoke being on campus and Bear being on campus, both committed to GA, and then how much did the Smoke decommitment catch you off guard, or which one caught you off guard more?
I'd probably say the Bear one, because I kind of knew Smoke was coming I knew Smoke was coming, I think the night before or the 2 nights before. And then Bear, I had no idea that one was coming. I had like rumblings of it, but there wasn't anything like concrete on it. And I went to bed and I woke up at like 12:10 and he had decommitted at 12. And I was like, all right, let's go, man. I woke up, I started posting things and I got pumped, but I was pretty caught off guard by Bears.
You think a lot of these guys with COVID and dealing with that, not being able to take officials, there's going to be quite a few more decommitments just in general over the next, say, month or two? Yeah,
there's gonna be a ton of decommitments, especially with guys that are committing like right now. Like it's gonna completely change, especially whenever fall rolls around and you finally able to go to games. You'll see the atmospheres. We're probably gonna get a ton of decommitments this year, not A&M, but just nationally.
Yeah, let's hope not. I like what we got.
Oh yeah, everyone right now is solid. I mean, the only guy I was never worried about was Bobby, but I think that one's over.
I don't know how anybody could be worried about him at this point now, right? I mean,
he's shut everything down, man. He's not going on any visits. He's like fully locked in. So now I'm pretty confident everyone sticks.
Yeah, I mean, and like, it seems like, and I'm trying to remember when this started taking place. I want to say with like, maybe as far back as Showers. Do you remember Showers?
What class
Oh
was
man,
that?
I think I want to say like maybe 2012 or something. I think he ended up transferring
What,
to,
Jameel Showers?
yeah.
Yeah, I should do. Yeah.
And so it might have been him, it might have not been him, but for me, that's I think right around that time whenever I can remember commits were really starting to recruit other guys real hard at that
Yeah.
time.
Hmm.
So it's just been taken off, and it's seems like every year there's like a new guy that wants to take over the class kind of thing, right? And
Yeah.
if Bobby wants to be that guy, I'm fine with that.
Yeah. I mean, let him go, man. I mean, I know Wiegman was kind of doing a lot of like off the scene stuff, and yeah, especially with Harold Perkins, who was doing a lot of recruiting for him, but Bobby's completely taken over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, any catalyst is welcome, and he seems exactly the type. Um, maybe he was quiet on the visit, but he is not shy on
Yeah.
Twitter.
I mean, I remember he was like laughing around. He was teasing the guys while they're taking photo shoots today. He was on live stream. It was hilarious to watch. I mean, he's really vocal about everything A&M, and he's not going to be shy to let you know that you're probably making the wrong decision going elsewhere.
So, I mean, he has not been this vocal. This is, like you said, he was maybe a little soft on the visit, quiet necessarily, but before that, it's not been, this sort of tenacity for the recruiting thing. What do you think was the like sort of the light bulb moment for him for that?
I think whenever he took that official the first week, I think that's kind of when he realized like there's no reason for him to leave. I think for a while he was kind of hesitant on staying on his commitment because there was multiple times where he almost decommitted, and now he's fully locked in. I mean, there's no worry about him now. So I think it was that first weekend that really changed it.
Well, was he second guessing his commitment for one reason or another?
I think he was just worried about him wanting to go elsewhere during the visits. And so I think he was. I'm not sure we're quite there, but um, yeah. I mean, I would not worry about it anymore. I mean, that dude's locked in more than anyone else.
Yeah. I mean, it looked like they had a lot of fun, between the dancing and seeing everything that was going on. And of course, that's not really everything that's happening and what really sells them. I mean, I know I saw at least a couple of tweets and stuff that were kind of alluding to like A&M's got everything I need.
Mm-hmm.
Those that sort of idea. So there's got to be. I'm sure there's more going on in the background. I mean, do you know of any particular things that are like selling recruits and like what they're experiencing that's kind of particularly for Bobby that's locking him in?
Um, I don't think there's anything quite. I think for some guys it might be the recent hire of Nick Williams. I mean that's a big pull to A&M. I think just recently proving that you can win. I mean, you went and won an Orange Bowl, and I know a lot of guys really do think highly of that, and they know that Jimbo, his guys aren't even draft eligible yet. I mean, this is his first year where guys that he's recruited and brought to A&M will be eligible, and I think they've kind of finally been able to realize that, and they finally started seeing results that they wanted. Because before this year, there was really no proof that A&M could win big time games other than the LSU game. That was really the only big game we've won.
Mm-hmm.
This year, you go down and win an all SEC schedule. You win an Orange Bowl against North Carolina. You're good. There's just so much more for them to buy into.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt, I guess, if the rings are coming in as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, things are nice.
For real.
Yeah, those things are out.
Yeah, did they actually get those in like right before this weekend, or was that something that the players were just showing off while the commits were there?
Yeah, they got them in before the weekend, and then I'm pretty sure there's a few because there was I'm pretty sure we had a few guys. This Karen got the guides. We had guides for each guy. I'm pretty sure that's kind of where the rings came from, and there was probably some coaches that also pitched in. But I know we used the rings as a big thing. I know Bryce Henderson had 4 rings on. I'm pretty sure it was the Orange Bowl, Texas Bowl, and then I don't know what the other 2 were. And then I know we used the Heisman Trophy, which was awesome. The Heisman Trophy was a really cool selling point for some guys. Yeah, I mean those were awesome. It was. I'm shocked that it took that long for us to realize that we need to start using those in photo shoots. But
Yeah, I mean, those are not that we have a whole bunch of them, but
yeah,
one in this in my lifetime, which is I mean, do you think they see that as, I would say 5 years ago, I mean, sure, it was coming off of the hills of Johnny, in
mhm,
like 2016, 2017. And so it was kind of close, but
yeah,
did they, I could see like coming in like 2018, where it's like, I don't know if that really is that relevant anymore. It's starting to get a little ways from it. I mean, it still is
yeah,
fairly far, but you think the coaching staff's able to get them to believe that possibly they have, chances at those kinds of things, whether it
yeah.
be Heisman
Um,
Trophy or wins.
yeah, I know some people on like the internet are like, dude, they don't deserve that thing. It's old. It's Johnny's. It's whatever. I
Mhm.
mean, Heisman's a Heisman. It's and I think just bringing that out kind of gives the school a little bit more sense of a sell. It gives them more to think. It gives them more proof that there's actually potential here for you to be great and you can win awards like that. And I know like Kenyon Green was there. He was just talking about how good the O line was, and they almost had one. And if you can come play for the O line, you'll probably get one under Josh Henson.
Yeah, that's that's true. I mean, this next year with that group as well is going to be a kind of a big year for me. I mean, we're
Mm,
losing four guys and seeing what we can develop pretty quickly. I mean, I think I feel pretty good about the QB spot. Feel
yeah,
ecstatic about running back. Wide receivers maybe got a few more questions, but I'm not that worried about it. I mean, Mon distributed the ball to them really well, and it's quite a few
mm,
guys returning, right? But on the O line, who knows exactly what those four guys are going to be to replace them. So, however they turn out this year, maybe depends a large part on what our season is going to look like.
yeah. Because we relied so much on the run game last year. And I think that's kind of why we were able to keep going. I mean, there were some schools that kind of died off as you got later into the season, but the running games kept on going. I mean, Spiller might got banged up, but then you put in Anais and you put in a chain, and you kind of saw that once Spiller was starting to get beat down, a chain started taking off. I mean, it started with the Arkansas and the Auburn game. You,
Mhm.
you saw flashes, and then you see the North Carolina game where Spiller was kind of beaten down, and then you put in Devonta Chain for a drive, and immediately you're up 7.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. There's been some banter back and forth recently, like, who's got the better running back room right now. And I
Mm-hmm.
know I've seen one thing out there that compared A&M to Georgia, and I don't know a whole lot about Georgia's running back room, but there was another post about the best trio between
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
running back and wide receiver, right? And so
Mm,
um, I don't think we made the top 10. I felt like we got shortchanged on that one, but of course
yeah.
Alabama made it up there, but they're breaking in a new quarterback, right?
Mm,
Texas made it in there. Again, breaking a new quarterback, but you got Bijan, and
yeah.
then they've got Josh Moore, which was kind of a low key guy for him last year, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, he was all right. Yeah. I think he was kind of on the same level as Chase Lane was last year.
Yeah, that's kind of where we centered our discussion. It was kind of like, well, all right, fine, but he's got 9 TDs for the season. Watermeyer has 6.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, that's your top dude last year.
Yeah.
And we got, I think it was Watermeyer, Anais, and I want to say maybe even one more. One more was close to having more yards, more total
Oh,
yards.
yeah. I actually did see that,
Mm-hmm.
but it's yeah. And there was it showed like I think it was 3 guys that were above him, and then there was another Aggie, and then there was 2 Longhorns, and there was just Aggies again.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I'm pretty sure like Chapman was like number 5 on that list. He only played 2 games, 3 games. I meant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, Chapman was like 3 touchdowns and I think 3 games as well. So he'll be a great. Hopefully, we keep that guy healthy this year.
Oh yeah. If he can stay healthy, he'll be a really nice piece to use I'm not sure he'll start at the beginning of the year, but he'll definitely get some good reps.
Oh yeah. Yeah. We talked about wide receiver room last time. I mean, it's not exactly the worry spot, but got room for people to really step up. So that's a good spot. So this weekend, you got any takeovers this weekend?
Yeah, I have Xavier Nwankpa taking over.
That's right.
Iowa.
He's wide receiver.
Safety.
Oh, that's right. We did get on him. I mean, he's a 5-star.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he was in your prediction, right?
Yeah. That was one of the guys that kind of snuck in there.
I think it was a good sneak. You got him taking it over. Maybe he's gonna feel the love.
Yeah, I think right now it's probably A&M's probably top 2 or 3 for him right now. You're fighting off of a really good visit from Ohio State. You're fighting off the Buckeyes, and then you also have Notre Dame. It's kind of a bit more of a dark horse for him. I don't quite think that they're in the race as much as A&M is, but we'll see what happens. I think if this visit goes well this week, I think you're really head to head or even in better position than the Buckeyes are for him.
So he visited Ohio State this last weekend.
Yeah.
Okay.
He kept it low, and then he finally said that he was there. So.
Okay. How much do you read into the way these commits schedule their visits? Like, a lot of times I'll see, like, say, June 6th going here, then June 13th here, then June 20th here, or something like that, right? So do you think commits generally do that in order of who they're most interested in? They usually tend to have that last visit where they're most interested.
It depends on the guy. I mean, it's like a guy like Evan Stewart. He's a master of social media. He knows exactly how people are thinking. He knows exactly how it all works. So you're not going to get anything out of that guy. But for the guys that are kind of more like they're not as in the social media. I think you'll maybe see the visits towards the front that he's more interested in.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm never too worried about the visit order. A lot of people say like the last visitor's going to get the guy 80% of the time. I don't believe any of that too much. I mean, if you have a good visit, it's going to stick no matter what happens. Maybe you prefer to get the last visit just because it's going to be more fresh off the head. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't think about it too much.
Yeah, because I guess what the early signing period is, what, December?
Yes.
So even if they take their last visit sometime in like July, I mean, they still got 4 or 5 months before.
Yeah, as long as they're not committing this summer, it doesn't really matter, honestly. And I know some guys that are taking officials this month, but I mean, when it really matters, it's going to be in September, and whenever you're getting into the actual season, they're able to come see your stadiums. I think that's going to be when their actual main focus is for visits.
Mm-hmm.
I think they'll have. I think right now, if the guys are committing towards the beginning of their season or they're committing this summer, I think these are visits that you have to push for. But if they're waiting for the All-American Bowl or whatever, I think that you really need to pursue them to take their official now, and then you have an official to where they're looking at a lot more. So you have a lot quality more visits for them.
Mm-hmm. There's seeing quite a few 2023 guys coming in there, since they could be worried that something else is going to flare up and they're going to shut it down again.
I'm not sure. There's a lot of 23s committed right now, nationally. Like I'm pretty sure it's already like 10% of them. It slowed down recently, and some of the guys have started decommitting. Like there was one guy from Indiana. Can't remember his name, but there was a guy from Indiana who had decommitted. And I know now he's in the FSU and Georgia and Ohio State. So I think there'll be a lot more decommitments in 23 in the coming months. But I don't see anything too much changing for 23.
Yeah, they still got quite a bit of time. They're probably feeling pretty good about next year not having any shenanigans rolled into it.
Mm-hmm.
But man, I tell you, they were mad for a long time though, right? It's like, why did we wait till June for all this to take place? Like, what was the defining factor? And not to get into all that, but they were definitely getting restless. So
yeah,
but that's fine, because that makes this month all that much more interesting.
Yeah, It's a busy month, man. Oh.
So who else are we expecting in the station this weekend?
We'll have Xavier Nwangpa. We'll have Kojo, which is pretty big. We'll have Dewberry. We'll have Connor Wiegman. We'll have Bobby Taylor. We'll have Ish Harris. He'll be taking his official this weekend, which is pretty big. Trying to think of who else going to be down here. Man, I just had a brain fart. There's a lot more than that coming. But it's a lot of the guys that aren't offered yet as well. They're trying to get an offer and will be taking private workouts.
Is Anai going to be on campus?
Anai was here yesterday or today, I believe. I can't even remember. My day is
official or unofficial?
Unofficial.
Okay.
I don't official here.
Do what?
I'm pretty sure he said he's not taking an official here. Sadly, I think that's probably any killing chance we have with him, which sucks. But then he brought Ramir Stewart with him, which is pretty big. I know I talked to Ramir and I was on the phone with him, and he seems pretty interested in that. He's close to Coach Robinson because that's his area, Philadelphia. That's his whole specialty spot. So we'll see what happens there. But he's the number 3 safety in 24/7 right now. So we'll see what happens there.
Yeah. How much do those guys pay attention to who else is committed? And, like if it's like you say, the number 3 guy versus the number 1 guy at their position.
I think they look at the position and who they have committed in the 22 class submit. But I think for those, like, especially for Anai and Ramir, I think it's a lot more of them looking who's committed or who's already playing for us from Philadelphia. Because I know we had that transfer from Tennessee, Jameer Johnson. Mm-hmm. He was from that school, so he came down, and that did a lot of recruiting work for them. We have Tyreek Chappelle, Elijah Judy, who also came down to State High. So I think it's big on getting the familiarity, but also they're also looking at the position.
Yeah. So, all right. So I guess you kind of hit on a couple other my big 3, right? So Bears is one of my, like, I'd really like for that to be my birthday gift. So if you could make that happen, I'd appreciate it. Put a bow on it. That'd be fantastic. Cam Dewberry, I want to say, is he not ranked right on 100 currently?
Yeah, he's right there. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Am I right? You're thinking that's a little bit low for him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do too.
Especially, yeah, he had like a career year this year. While he tore something, I can't remember what it was. He was playing with he was torn. He was playing with something torn all season. He had a career year and he got dropped. Mm-hmm. And so I think he should be a little bit higher. I don't think he's in 5-star territory yet, but he should definitely be higher. Yeah,
so he might be my Christmas guy. I think I don't know, these big guys are something that I really like a lot. I think I like to look at it's not perfect to make this generalization exactly right, but if you look at our recruiting classes in like especially the last like 3 years, and then you kind of include this one, and you look at some other recruiting classes that I like to, have arguments about. I might see at the top end of the class, I'm seeing like we have more offensive linemen, defensive linemen in those spots, and or defensive guys trending towards the top or tending to be up there, whereas others, it's like an athlete or it's a wide receiver, right? Or it's a 5-star QB, which nothing really quite wrong with that, right? But you get into these skill guys, and it's kind of seems a little more volatile, But anyway, so these big guys are kind of where I like to live and die. But
yeah,
is Banks going to be accompanying Dewberry this weekend at all?
I think Banks is waiting till next weekend, not this weekend, actually, which kind of sucks. But I think they're both going next weekend. I think this weekend's Cam's coming here unofficially this weekend, and I think second official. either next weekend or the weekend after that. I'm not quite sure.
And he's gonna come with Banks, you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're almost kind of joined at the hip, aren't they?
Yeah, they're really close friends. Yeah.
And I think maybe that's why I really like him a lot. I've watched quite a bit of tape of Banks as well, but those guys just really seem like to me they fit in Aggieland real well. There's something just about a familiarity with the guys that just seems like, oh, I can see that guy walking out of our tunnel playing
Yeah.
in a maroon jersey.
Mhm.
So you think it's pretty safe to say they're going to play at the same place together?
It depends. Like if I think if it's A&M, yeah, I think that's probably the most likely spot for both of them. If it's not A&M, the only other place I can see them both playing at is LSU. And
Okay.
even LSU, I don't think they're top 3 for Cam right now. So
Yeah, they were there last weekend, is that right? Or at least one of them?
last weekend.
Yeah. So they might decide to go separate schools though too, but if they
Yeah.
were to go to the same school, it'd probably be between LSU and A&M.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, maroon's a much better color than purple, just for starters. So if they're listening to this, I need them to know that. Also, 2 out of the last 3. Okay. Longest game ever. Rules changed because of that game. So go to my page or my channel and watch the last play of that game and how awesome that was. I need them to see that. I'm like got nothing really on my page. It's like barely a 13,000 view video, right? It's been up for 2 years, so it's nothing that great or whatever. But like,
yeah,
half of those views are probably mine.
Rewatch them every single day.
Yeah, and I don't want to get ahead of myself, like thinking we're gonna beat LSU again this next year. I mean, they clearly had a down year this last year, and that's an amazing team. I mean, LSU is premier program. I mean, we'd love to have half the results they have at a lot of stuff. So,
Yeah.
But again, fun to have a little fun, essentially.
Yeah.
But if they are listening, again, 2 out of 3 maroon, better than purple. Okay, it's actually a shade of purple, it's just a better shade. Say that, and again, I'm real close to the frogs here, and they're great. So their shade's a little different, so I give them a pass.
Oh, are those purples actually different?
You know what? They're probably not, but I need to say that because I have so many friends. I need to make a distinction.
Not good.
No, it's all good and fun. So, yeah. But then along with Cam, Kelvin's probably my trio part, the third leg of that triple crown for me.
Oh yeah.
So looks like a workhorse. Reminds me, on the opposite side of Bear, and I was watching some film of Bear, and that guy is just as physical as I've seen.
Yeah, it's a monster. He's huge too, man. He is a large human.
What is he currently? 6'5", 325?
Probably around there. Yeah, yeah. My school played. We played him when he was at Skyline. That was like a year or 2 ago.
Mm-hmm.
That's humongous. It was insane. He was the biggest. Like he was the only guy that he looked like it looked like he was in college and everyone else was in elementary school.
Mm-hmm.
He was just everyone else.
Yeah, all 3 of them just to me look like workhorses. Got huge motors, and I think that just fits exactly what we want. Just really good, solid effort guys. So do you watch much film on these guys regularly?
Yeah. I watched Cam's a few times. I watched Kelvin's once or twice, and then I've watched the Bears a lot. I've watched the Bears a lot. Yeah. I mean, I've seen Bear in person 4 times now. I'm pretty familiar with how he plays. So
Now, when you say in person, you've met him personally, or playing against his team, and or seeing some of his games?
I actually played against him. I've actually played against him, and it was an actual game or anything. I'm pretty sure it was like a 2-touch game.
Mhm.
Like all the high schools whenever he was at Skyline. But I mean, also I've met him twice. We played him a few times, so it's all fun and games. But yeah, he's huge. It's
Yeah.
insane because I'm 6'4", 205, and he's still miles taller than me, much bigger than I am. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all muscle too. It's insane.
Yeah, he came off the line on I mean pretty much every play, not just a couple plays, every
Mm-hmm.
play. And it looked like the lineman was on roller skates. I mean, what
Yeah,
else to say? I mean, he extended his arms out, and these guys are just driven back. And he's not slow either. He's kind of quick.
yeah, he's got some speed to him.
Yeah, he carries that weight really well.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. So, anyways, those are my trio. Um, hopefully, I don't have to hit the Powerball for that to happen.
I mean, we can see him all 3 in class. I think it's possible. I think it's possible for sure.
Yeah, I sometimes allude to having this battered Aggie syndrome a little bit, but I think I'm working myself out of it. But just looking at, I think we got like 7 guys committed currently,
Yeah,
and
like
our
that.
class is averaging like 0.935. If I'm not mistaken.
Around there, yeah.
I think, and what was it last year? It was right around like 0.91, maybe a high 0.91.
It was probably somewhere around there. I don't know the exact number on that one.
Yeah, that's one of those things I kind of track too, like looking over like the last 8, 9 years, or especially since we got in the South East Conference, and then looking a few years before that when like we had Sherman, and then looking at those those average ratings to kind of see like how they've climbed over the year. Like, okay, it was 0.87, and then 0.88, 0.89,
Mm-hmm.
0.90, 0.91. I'm like, okay, so I mean, we're moving up, and I know we've only got 7 guys committed right now, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking if we can, solidify 3, 4, maybe 5 guys around there. And I mean, some of these players are that we're maybe in the mix for are up there around like 0.97, 0.98.
Yeah,
They could, really make really make this class something special.
yeah. That's going to be a lot of those guys like Gabriel Dindy and Bear and Harold and Kelvin. I mean, those are going to be the guys that if you get 1 or 2 more of those guys that we expect, I mean, you can be looking at the number 2 or 3 class in the nation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what are we sitting right now? Like just inside the top 10?
I think we're 8 right now.
Yeah.
But we least commitments by, I think us and Texas have the least commitments, but we're about 10 points higher than Texas. And then the next list is like 2 more guys than us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it really, I mean, I don't want to, I definitely don't ever want to get entitled with this kind of thing. It seems like the ball's rolling really well, and you know, um, getting another good season under our belt
Mm-hmm.
would be nice. Selling points and whatnot. Even to get one more class that's really really solid, I think really sets us on our way. A lot of us looked at this class this season and we're thinking, well, this is probably going to be our best season from a talent standpoint, but we knew we were going to have to break in a new quarterback.
Yeah.
I don't know if we knew we were going to have to break in as many linemen. So, my expectations are kind of, they're tempered a little bit, but exciting nonetheless. So
Mm-hmm.
another solid recruiting class, it's going to pay dividends in 2-3 years more so than this year, but we'll see. I don't know, I don't have my expectations set to, get like all 4, 5, 6 of those guys, but it is very interesting to start hearing these names that are coming through. Because I don't know if you've noticed, do you notice a trend this way? Like there, some of these names are not names we were getting, say, 4 years ago.
Oh yeah, it's gotten insane. I mean, now we're looking at like right now, it's looking like we can possibly get like 6 5-stars. I mean, 4 years ago we were probably pushing to get 1. So
Yeah, I
see,
mean, it was pulling a Dalen Mack here, Miles Garrett there, and that was kind of like they maybe grew up loving your team kind of situation. And now it seems like, if we're not, like let's, running through some of these lists real quick, right? So Kelvin Banks is, he's right up there though. He may not be a 5-star yet, but he's real close, isn't he?
yeah, it depends on the service to be a 5-star.
Right. Okay. Harold Perkins is,
Mm-hmm.
is Kojo 5-star?
The coach is not a 5-star. I think he's like 90th.
Okay. Cam's not, we know that one, right? But Xavier is.
Yes.
I don't think Ish is, if I'm not mistaken. I'm trying to think who else. Weigman, I guess, is currently.
Yeah, he's on. If the class ended today, he'd be a 5-star.
Mm-hmm. So just even being in the mix with like 5, 6 guys has got me, just kind of like, gushing
Yeah.
and excited. That's again something. It's like, well, just like I was saying, I think on our last one, like I'll watch all the out of conference games to see how our second, third strings do against those, lower opponents, right? So
Yeah.
it's just kind of a different metric to look at rather than just looking at the box score and how we,
Mm-hmm.
completely demolish them or whatever. Or saying like, well, our starters left in the end of the before the fourth quarter, or if we left in the middle of the third quarter, one drive into the third, and determining how well we were doing there. So this is like another one of those things, like how many 5-stars are legitimately considering us, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so what you think, we've got probably a good 5 or 6 that are considering us legitimately right now?
We've already got Scylla and Weigman that are probably 5-stars.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll have Harold Perkins, you'll have Kelvin Banks, you'll have Dindy, Deion Boy, Bear Alexander. Ooh. Who else is out there?
Well, Perkins, right?
Yeah, I put Perkins. I'm trying to think of who else. I know there's a few other guys, but that right there is 7. And those are all guys that are really very, like, we're probably top 2 or 3 for each one of them guys, where they're already committed.
Right. And so that's another way to look at it too, right? It's like, okay, we're making their final like 5, final 8, final 10. Not that I'm tracking those kinds of things, but each time I look at them, they just kind of make a mental note a little bit. And it's like, it seems like we're, in the top 3, top 5 more so than we might have been like mentioned and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll keep trending that way.
Yep.
So anybody we left off that's gonna be in person this next weekend?
Trying to think. I bet we're gonna have a few surprise guys there. That either they probably plan to surprise us, or they're probably gonna sneak on, or like Harris last week, where they just decide they want to go on a Friday night or Saturday night. But I mean, we'll see a lot of talent. However it is this weekend, there's gonna be a lot of camper guys. I know I mean, Cam Dewberry's camping, Weigman's camping, Bledsoe's camping. There's a lot of guys camping, so it depends. But I think we're going to see this might match up with our first week in terms of overall talent.
I'll definitely be tuned in.
It's gonna be a rough weekend.
So you got your calendar lined out ready?
Yeah. Right now it's a little slow, so I'm just enjoying the last little days of freedom I have before I have to look at my phone for 8 hours a day.
Oh, really? What's gonna get you on that?
Oh, that's the weekends, man. The weekends, that's when it gets bad. I can't miss any. Like this whole week, I've been just sleeping. I've gone to bed at 4 every night, going to bed 4 a.m. Weekend. Today I woke up at like 1. I didn't miss anything. It was glorious. And now I'm about to wake up at like 9 on Friday. I'll make a few calls. I'll have to get a few pictures, and then let's carry on the day.
Yeah.
Because I normally my phone time is like 4 or 5 hours a day. But whenever it was Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I was averaging like 8.5 hours on my phone. It was bad.
Man,
Bad for my.
you're gonna need a brick for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I need one of those glasses that cancel out the little light from your phone. I think I'm going cross-eyed.
Hey, that's a good problem to have, though. The people watching this, kind of getting to see, just, I think just even the fact that there is somebody that's following it and able to get as inside information as you're able to get, kind of testifies to how far this program's come in 10 years.
Yeah.
I don't know that there was a U 10 years ago. I mean, last 10 years ago, it was, some of the greats, Tex Ags and some things that they're doing, right? And they're still doing it, not to say they're not, but with some of those great places that I follow, Tex Ags 247, Bleacher Report from time to time, and a few other things, right? But like just that, for instance, you and I are able to do something where it's like it's a little more exciting, and people are, or at least there's the market for something, I suppose.
Yeah.
That's even, still small time, but whatever. There's more going on, I guess, these days.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny you say that, because the past 2 days it's been crazy. I'll join the Instagram live, and there's little recruits doing little photo shoots, and then all I hear is, "Oh my God, Aggie stays on here." I'm like, "Who's behind the camera?" And I was FaceTiming. I was FaceTiming. I was on a live with our strength and conditioning coach's son, and I joined the live, and and there's Coach Craig holding the phone, and he goes, "Are you serious?" And he's like, "You got to pull up and all that." And I'm like, "How do all these people know me?" I'm like, I didn't know that. And I was talking to him. He was doing a photo shoot, and like one of the little student staffers like, "Are you on that with the Aggie Say?" And she was like, and then she was like, "Yeah, that guy knows everything." And I was like, I don't even know everyone knew me. And it's crazy. It's insane. Because I only got like 10,000 followers. I didn't think people like the coach would be knowing me yet. It's weird.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think it just goes to show it doesn't really matter how young you are. If you're doing it right and you're doing it steady, then it's gonna work out.
Yeah, anyone can do it, man. It's nothing stopping anyone that wants to do it.
And I'm just glad to be having fun myself. Hopefully people watch this and they're like, they get to see, and hear the information you do. Maybe I provide a little color. I don't know. But for me, it's just like, it takes up an hour. I could do something fun. I'll actually end up learning a few skills on the backside too, right? Because I'm not really into Photoshop, per se yet, but it's still something that kind of, making some graphics here and there, just kind of spruce things up, learning some tech things.
Fun, man.
Yeah, it actually is. And so definitely looking forward to it. It's then like July and what's going to come in July, and then maybe we'll even spawn this into something a little bit different, coming in the fall, and we can have some different fun. But hey, closing it out, let's play a little game called trending, right? So
okay.
Yeah, so just giving it's like a temperature check, right? Like trending up, kind of trending down, obviously opposite, or just kind of staying the same, right?
Okay.
So let's start off with something easy, and we'll start off with a commit. And so, I mean, everybody already heard us talk about him, but let's start with Bobby Taylor.
Oh, we're getting hot.
All right, yeah, and so that's like on fire, right? Somebody threw jet fuel on that. Harold Perkins.
It's going flying up, flying
up.
Yeah, I mean, it's there's like a bomb, there's like a bonfire right here, and then like spark everywhere else. That's kind of how.
So he's kind of lighting the fire.
Yeah, ain't it? fire going on, and then everyone else is struggling to get it going.
Okay. He's like the red pot, and he's gonna throw the the light source right on the bonfire, and Harold Perkins is it. Okay. Good to know. All right. Let's Bear.
I'd say it's going up pretty steadily.
Okay.
I think it's getting a little hotter.
Getting a little hotter, heating up.
Mm-hmm.
And then we definitely got to ask about Bowie just because of the timing.
I'd say we're definitely flying up right now. I wouldn't say that we're like a major lead or anything, but I think right now if he committed somewhere, it'd be like a 50-50 A&M UGA again.
So wherever we were before, we're definitely maybe in a little bit better position than we were, say, 5 days ago.
Yeah, I mean, the past week or two, or even the past month, A&M has been pushing for him behind the scenes. And at first, I mean, it wasn't anything notable. I mean, it was just another guy that they were looking at pretty hard. And they were trying to get back, and they're trying to get into it. And now it looks like they're one of the teams that could be one of the biggest contenders for him going into his next decision. So we'll see what happens there.
Yeah. Well, it has to be said, where there's smoke, there's fire. Mm-hmm. So hopefully it does spark. Let's see. I guess that kind of gets through most of the guys that were on campus this last week. Let's say, how about Marshall?
Oh, that one's burning, dude. That one's burning.
And
the only other school with a chance at all is USC. They're getting that visit this weekend. There was some talk that he was going to shut it down last weekend. It looked like it was about to happen. That he wants to take the official to USC. If that visit, if it goes well, but it doesn't quite give him the feel at home, I think you could see a decision coming in the next week or two.
Okay. And it seems like Sategna, he's number one recruit in Arkansas, right? I thought he was trending up. I mean, is he? But he was already kind of high, it seemed like.
He's definitely trending up, but I think that him looking at other options is still something that's happening. Mm-hmm. I think I don't think if anyone, I don't think it would be Arkansas. He was on a visit to Oklahoma State the past few days. If anyone, you just got to fight off LSU, and I think that's a very beatable school for him. I think he's pretty locked in right now.
Okay. Well, I think we'll play again next week and see.
All right.
See what's going on after this weekend. And you said that Xavier's going to take it over your Instagram.
Xavier Nwankpa.
Yeah. Okay. I can't wait to see that.
He'll be posting a lot. Yeah, he'll be posting a lot. He's the guy that likes posting on there. Last time we did it over quarantine, he was posting way too much. We almost got in trouble.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he kept posting, and I was like, okay. And I was like, all right. And then he started posting like every little thing. I was like, all right, gotta slow it down a little bit.
Has he met Bobby Taylor yet?
No, I don't think he has. He was pretty pumped whenever he had texted me. He was like, hey, when who's all coming in this weekend? And I was like, I mean, Ish Harris, Kojo, some guys you never met. And then I told him that Cam Dewberry and Bobby was there. I was like, oh, that's awesome. I was like, all right, we'll see what happens there. But
well, I'm expecting between him and Bobby, probably some type of mushroom cloud situation, big bomb. No, hopefully nothing bad happens, that is, but between them, all the excitement they seem to bring to the social media platforms, maybe then it's gonna really make for a good show. So hopefully anybody watching this is gonna be like, okay, I got to put Aggies Today like front and center for like not a one-stop shop for what they're going to be doing this weekend, because I'm not watching TV this weekend. Like I'm going to be waiting
either.
for these things to come around.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to know exactly what Xavier Doink was doing, you got to tune in. He'll be going live a few times. I know he'll go live during his photo shoot. He'll probably go live when he's with coaches and all that. We'll see what happens. But yeah, he's definitely a guy that's gonna be posting a lot more than most things we'll see, because he's really comfortable on my account. He's been on it two or three times. So we'll see what happens. But he's definitely be very active on there.
Were there any flashes of Jimbo last week?
Yeah, I mean, he met with each team. He met with everyone individually. He took pictures with everybody. So yeah, he's there each time. I mean, he was even meeting with guys today. I know Jaden Robertson, Duquesne cornerback in 2022. He's heading down to CSTAT tomorrow. He's going to be having a one-on-one meeting with all the coaches and all that. Hopefully gets an offer. We'll see what happens. He's real close friends with Harold Perkins. Runs 4-4 as a corner, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Exciting.
Yeah. Yeah.